Welcome to my channel. Let me ask you something simple, but powerful. Have you ever stopped yourself from speaking English because you were thinking too much? What if I told you that fluency doesn't begin in the brain, but in the mouth? Yes, the mouth. In this video, I'll show you how to stop overthinking and start speaking. Real English, real words, real confidence. It's time to get out of your head and into the conversation. So, stay with me. This may just be the video that turns your silence into speech. Chapter 1. Why thinking too much stops you from speaking. Let me tell you about a man named Bilal. He's just like many English learners you may know, or maybe he's like you. Bilal loves the English language. He's watched hundreds of videos, filled notebooks with vocabulary, and can explain grammar rules better than some teachers. He knows what the present perfect is. He knows irregular verbs. He even has an app that reminds him of 5 new words every day. But there's just one problem. When someone talks to him in English, face to face, he freezes. His mind goes blank. All those words and rules disappear. And what's left? Silence. A long, heavy silence. Bilal wants to say something, anything, but his brain is too busy. He's thinking, is this sentence correct? Should I use past tense? What if I say it wrong? And while he thinks, the moment passes. The other person smiles politely. The conversation moves on. And Bilal? He stays silent. Again. Can you relate to that? Maybe you've also felt that strange pause when someone speaks to you in English and you're trying to find the right words, but nothing comes. Maybe you've memorized so many things, but your tongue just won't move when it matters most. You're not alone. This happens to thousands of learners. And it's not because you're lazy or not smart. It's because you're thinking too much. You see, speaking is not like writing an exam. In school, we're trained to think before we write. We're taught to choose the correct answer, follow the rules, and avoid mistakes. But real speaking doesn't work that way. In a real conversation, you don't have 10 minutes to prepare your answer. You don't have time to remember grammar rules or search for perfect vocabulary. You just speak. That's how native speakers do it. That's how you learned your first language. You didn't study it. You used it. But many English learners believe they must think their way to fluency. So they plan every sentence in their heads. They worry. They analyze. They correct themselves before they even speak. And that's the trap. That's why nothing comes out. Let's go back to Bilal. One day he was standing in line at a coffee shop. A tourist behind him tapped him on the shoulder and said, "Excuse me, do you know where the train station is?" Bilal knew the answer. He'd been there many times. He even knew how to give directions in English. But again, he froze. He thought, should I say go straight or walk ahead? Is it across or opposite the supermarket? The seconds ticked by. The tourist looked confused. Bilal smiled nervously and said, "I'm sorry. I don't speak English." Then he turned away. That moment stayed with him all day, all week. It hurt. Now imagine this. What if Bilal had simply said, "Yes, go straight, then left, big supermarket, station is there"? Would it be perfect English? Number. But would it be clear? Yes. Would the tourist understand? Absolutely. And more importantly, would Bilal feel proud that he tried? Yes. That's the point. Fluency doesn't mean perfect. It means speaking naturally, even if your grammar is not perfect. It means choosing communication over correctness. It means trusting your voice more than your thoughts. So, here's the truth. If you want to speak English well, you have to stop thinking too much. Thinking is good when you're studying, but in conversation, it becomes your biggest block. It's like trying to run while holding a huge bag of books. Your brain is heavy with rules and doubts. You can't move freely. You can't speak freely. The solution? Start small. Speak first, then think later. Say short sentences. Use simple words. Don't wait for perfection. Say something now. For example, if someone asks, "How are you?" just say, "I'm fine, thank you." Not, should I say, "I'm fine" or "I'm doing well"? Which one is more polite? Number, just answer, move, flow. That's how confidence grows. Now let's take 1 minute. I want you to pause this video or say this out loud with me. Ready? Say this. I can speak English. Say it again, louder. I can speak English. Now add, I don't need to be perfect. Good. That's your beginning. You've already started. The pain of silence can be heavy. Missed moments stay with us, but the joy of speaking, even a few words, is powerful. It gives you life. It gives you hope. And every sentence, no matter how small, brings you closer to real fluency. So the next time you feel stuck, remember Bilal. Remember that speaking is not a test. It's just a moment. And in that moment, all you need is your voice. Not perfect grammar, not a perfect mind, just your voice. And guess what? You already have that. Let's move on now to learn how to make that voice stronger even when nobody is around. Because you don't need a classroom to speak. You just need a little space, a little time, and your voice. Shall we begin? Chapter 2: The Fastest Way to Free Your Voice. Now that you know the biggest problem, thinking too much, it's time to do something new, something simple, something powerful. Today, I will show you the fastest way to free your voice. Not next week, not next year, today. Let's start with this. Forget about planning. Yes, forget it. I know that sounds strange, especially if you're used to writing everything down, preparing your answers, or memorizing phrases before you speak. But here's the truth. Planning too much is like building a wall between your thoughts and your mouth. You may have the words in your head, but they can't come out. Why? Because you're too busy preparing them instead of releasing them. The fastest way to speak is to speak. Even if you're not ready, even if it's not perfect, even if no one else is around. Let me tell you a little story. There's a girl named Nita. She wanted to speak English so badly. She watched videos every day. She read English articles. She even practiced writing in her diary. But when it came to speaking, even to herself, her mouth stayed shut. She kept telling herself, I'm not ready. I need more vocabulary. I should learn more grammar first. But the truth? She was afraid to sound wrong. One day she was home alone. She passed by the mirror in her bedroom. She looked at herself, smiled, and said softly, "I am learning English." Just 5 words, but she felt something change. Her heart beat faster, her face felt warm, but also something opened, a door that had been closed for a long time. She paused, then she said another sentence. "Today is a nice day." Then another, "I am happy." Then, "I will cook lunch now." And just like that, her voice was free. Speaking without planning helps the brain to relax. It removes the pressure. It takes away the fear. You don't need a big vocabulary. You don't need to speak fast. You just need to start, right here, right now. So let's try something together. Look around you. Pick any object near you. A cup, a book, a window. Now say this out loud. This is a cup. Go ahead. Say it again. This is a cup. Now pick something else. This is a chair. I see a pen. This is my phone. Feels easy, right? Because it is. You're not preparing. You're just observing and speaking. That's real English. It's not from a textbook. It's from your life. Now let's take it one step further. Describe what you are doing right now. Use simple sentences. I am watching a video. I am learning English. I am sitting on a chair. Do you see what we're doing? We're connecting your English to your life. You're not only learning English, you're living it. Here's something else you can try. Talk to yourself in the mirror. Yes, the mirror. It may feel strange the first time, but it works. You're not talking to grammar, you're not talking to fear, you're talking to yourself. And you'll be surprised how your voice changes when you speak to your reflection. Try saying something like, "Good morning. I look happy today. I have a busy day ahead. I will try to speak more English today." The mirror gives you a face to talk to. It's your face. But speaking in English, that's powerful. Because you're practicing 2 things at the same time, your English and your confidence. And here's another great tip. Repeat short phrases you hear in English videos, not long sentences. Just short, real-life phrases like, "I'm hungry. Let's go. It's too hot today. Are you okay?" Say them after the speaker. Then say them again on your own. Repeat them 3 or 4 times. Use different emotions. Say it slowly. Say it loudly. Say it with a smile. Say it with surprise. These phrases are small but strong. They are real. They help your voice become real too. Now let's talk about the magic moment. That first time you say something without planning, and it just flows. Maybe it's just one line. I am making tea. But you didn't think about it. You didn't prepare it. You just said it. That's the moment when your English becomes alive. That's when the fear goes away. That's your first success. And when you feel that success, even for 1 second, you want more. You feel proud. You feel excited. You feel like, I can do this. And yes, you can. That moment becomes your motivation, your fuel, your freedom. Remember this sentence. Just say it, even if it's not perfect. Say it with me now. Just say it, even if it's not perfect. Because it's not about perfect grammar. It's about brave speaking. Every time you speak without planning, you grow. You get closer to fluency. You become a speaker, not just a learner. So here's your practice for today. 1. Talk to yourself in the mirror for 1 minute. 2. Describe 3 things around you. Say 3 things you are doing. 4. Repeat 3 short phrases from a video. Do this once. Then tomorrow, do it again and again. Soon, it won't feel like practice. It will feel like part of your day. And that's the goal. You don't need a partner to start. You don't need a classroom. You just need one thing: your voice. And guess what? You already have it. In the next chapter, we'll talk about something really important: mistakes. The fear of mistakes is what stops many learners. But what if I told you that mistakes are not a problem? They are actually the best thing that can happen to your English? Ready to hear why? Let's keep going. Chapter 3. Don't worry about mistakes. Use them. Let me tell you a little story. There was a young boy named Haroon. He was just 12 years old when he moved to a new school. Everything was different. New books, new teachers, and one big challenge: English. The first week, his teacher asked the class, "What did you do yesterday?" Haroon stood up, nervous but brave. He wanted to say, "I watched a movie." But what came out was, "I watching movie." The class went silent. Then someone giggled. A few more joined. Haroon's face turned red. His hands started shaking. But then something unexpected happened. Haroon smiled. He laughed with the others, not at himself, but with them. He said, "I try again." I watched a movie. This time the class clapped. That one moment changed everything for Haroon. Why? Because he learned something very powerful. Mistakes are not the end. Mistakes are the beginning. You see, many learners are so afraid of saying something wrong that they say nothing at all. Silence feels safer than risk. But here's the truth, and I want you to really hear this. Your mistake today becomes your strength tomorrow. That's not just a nice sentence. It's a real experience for anyone who's learned a language. Every mistake you make is a step forward. When you say something wrong, your brain takes notice. It says, that doesn't sound right. So it starts working. It tries to fix it. And next time, it remembers. That's how learning happens. Not in silence, in speaking, in trying, in making errors, and growing from them. Think about how you learned to walk. Did you walk perfectly on the first try? Of course not. You fell. Then you got up. Then you fell again. But did anyone laugh at you? Number. They clapped. They smiled. They said, "Good try." Why? Because falling was part of walking. The same is true for speaking English. Mistakes are not failure. They are footsteps. Let me share something else with you. Even native English speakers make mistakes. Yes, people who grew up speaking English their whole lives. They say "he don't know" instead of "he doesn't know." They forget words. They pause. They say or They mix grammar all the time in conversation. But do they stop talking? Number. They keep going. Because communication is more important than perfection. And that's the key. Communication first. Correction later. Let me give you another story. A girl named Saima was practicing English online. She was in a small group of learners. One day she tried to say, "I have been learning English for 2 years," but she said, "I am learn English from 2 years." She looked embarrassed, but the teacher smiled and said, "Wonderful. You tried. That's great." Then the teacher gently corrected her. Say, "I have been learning." And guess what? Saima never forgot that sentence again. She learned it in a real moment, with real words, and it stayed with her. Not because it was perfect, but because she made a mistake. So here's what I want you to remember. A mistake is not something to be afraid of. It's a gift. Each time you make one, you learn more. You become stronger. You speak more clearly. And best of all, you become braver. Let's try something now. I want you to say these sentences out loud, even if you're not sure they are correct. Go ahead. Just try. I go to market yesterday. My friend liked tea. He don't understand me. Did you notice something? Maybe they sound wrong. Maybe you're not sure. That's okay. Now let's fix them together. I went to the market yesterday. My friend likes tea. He doesn't understand me. See how easy that was? You spoke, then you improved. That's the process. And if you had never said the first sentence, you wouldn't have learned the correct one. You see, learning is not a straight road. It's full of bumps. But those bumps teach you how to drive better. Mistakes make you pay attention. They open your ears. They guide your progress. Now let's talk about the emotional side. When you stop being afraid of mistakes, something big happens inside you. You feel lighter. You smile more. You speak more. You stop judging yourself so much. And the fear, slowly, starts to go away. That fear of, what if I sound stupid, becomes, it's okay if I sound funny. At least I'm speaking. That's a powerful shift. Because the more relaxed you are, the more your English will flow. You'll be surprised how quickly your sentences improve once you stop trying to be perfect. Let's try a small exercise together. Think of one sentence you want to say in English. Say it now. Say it out loud. Don't worry if it's not perfect. Say it again. Now ask yourself, what can I improve? Try again with a small change. That's it. You just used your mistake to grow. That is the magic of learning. And now, I want you to repeat this after me. I am allowed to make mistakes. Mistakes help me learn. I will not stop speaking because of fear. Say those lines again. Let them sink in. Feel how powerful they are. If Haroon had stayed silent that day in class, he would have missed his moment. But he laughed. He tried again. And in that moment, his fear turned into freedom. And that can happen for you too. All you have to do is speak. Let the mistakes come. Let them teach you. Let them help you become the speaker you dream of being. In the next chapter, we'll go one step deeper. You've learned to speak without fear. Now it's time to train your mouth. Because English is not just in the brain, it's in the body too. In your lips, in your tongue, in your breath. And when you train those, your fluency becomes faster and smoother. Are you ready for that? Let's keep going. Chapter 4. Training your mouth, not just your mind. If you're watching this, you've probably spent a lot of time thinking in English, learning words, reading grammar rules, trying to understand how English works in your head. And that's good. The brain is important. But now it's time to move somewhere else, somewhere people often forget. Your mouth. Yes, your mouth. Speaking English is not just a thinking skill. It's a physical skill. It's like singing or dancing or playing a sport. And just like a dancer trains their body or a singer trains their voice, you must train your mouth. Not just once, but again and again. And when you do, something amazing happens. Your words begin to flow. Your voice becomes clearer. Your English starts to sound natural, not robotic, not memorized, real. Let me tell you about Faraz. He knew a lot of English. He could read books, understand subtitles, and even write short messages online. But when he opened his mouth, the words came out slowly. His tongue felt heavy. His lips didn't move easily. He thought, maybe I'm just not fluent. But the real problem wasn't fluency. It was training. And then one day, he discovered something that changed everything. Shadowing. Have you heard of it? Shadowing is one of the best ways to train your mouth. You take a short video clip, maybe from a movie or YouTube, and you copy the speaker. But not later, immediately. As they speak, you speak, like a shadow. That's why it's called shadowing. Faraz tried it. At first it was hard. His voice didn't match the speaker. He couldn't keep up. But he kept going. 10 minutes a day. Every day. After a week, something changed. His lips moved faster. His sentences became smoother. His confidence grew. Why? Because he wasn't just listening anymore. He was doing. He was using his mouth. And that's the magic. You already have the words. You already understand English. But your mouth hasn't practiced enough. That's why it feels slow. That's why it feels hard. So let's train it. Right now. Try this sentence with me. This is my voice. I can speak English. Say it softly. Now say it louder. Now say it slowly. Now say it fast. Now smile and say it. Now say it like you're excited. Feel that? That's training. Your lips are moving. Your voice is waking up. Your fluency is not in your brain anymore. It's in your mouth. Now let's try another drill. Repetition. This one is simple. Take a sentence. Repeat it 10 times, out loud. No writing, no thinking, just speaking. Let's try. I am learning English every day. Say it once. Now again, again, again. Keep going until you say it 10 times. Each time, your mouth learns the sentence better. Your muscles remember. And later, when you're in a real conversation, the sentence comes out automatically. That's fluency. Not from thinking, from doing. Now, let's talk about your tongue. Yes, your tongue. It's one of the strongest muscles in your body. And like any muscle, it needs training. Try saying this sentence slowly and clearly. 33 thirsty thieves threw 13 thick things. It's a tongue twister. Hard, right? Try again. Now faster, now louder. This kind of exercise may feel silly, but it builds real control. You're training your pronunciation. You're waking up your voice. You're learning how English feels in your mouth, not just how it looks on paper. Here's another powerful trick. Speak with movement. When you speak English, move your hands, nod your head, use your face. Speaking is a full-body activity. And when you move, your brain connects better with your mouth. You feel more natural, more alive. Let's try this together. Say, I am confident. Now say it again, and nod your head. Say it again. Smile as you speak. Now say it. Move your hands as if you're giving a speech. That energy makes your voice stronger. It makes your English real. Remember this. Your fluency is already in your mouth. You just haven't used it enough yet. Say it out loud with me now. My fluency is in my mouth. I will use it every day. You don't need to wait for a teacher. You don't need to wait for a test. All you need is your voice, your body, and your time. So here's your training plan. 1. Shadow a short video for 5 minutes a day. 2. Repeat one useful sentence 10 times. 3. Try one tongue twister. 4. Speak with emotion and movement. That's it. 4 small steps. Done daily, they become powerful. Because when you train your mouth, your brain follows, your confidence grows, and fluency becomes a habit, not a goal. Faraz now speaks clearly. His mouth doesn't feel slow anymore. His voice is smooth, not because he learned new words, but because he trained the words he already had. You can do that too. In the next chapter, we'll answer a question many people ask. What if I say it wrong? What if people laugh? We'll meet Zara, a learner who speaks every day, even with 10 mistakes. Because fluency is not about perfect words. It's about brave words. So don't go anywhere. We're almost there. Chapter 5. Talk first, fix later. Let me introduce you to someone. Her name is Zara. She's an ordinary English learner, just like many of you watching this video. She's not a grammar expert. She doesn't use perfect tenses. In fact, if you listened closely to her speech, you'd notice she often forgets little words like a or the. Sometimes she mixes present and past tense. Once she even said, "He go to school yesterday." But here's the beautiful thing. People understand her. Zara speaks every day, on the bus, in the kitchen with her little brother, and sometimes even to the cat. She doesn't wait for perfect grammar. She doesn't pause and plan every sentence. She simply talks. And that one habit, talking first and fixing later, has taken her from nervous silence to real, living English. Now, maybe you felt like this, but what if I say it wrong? That one question has stopped millions of learners from opening their mouths. It's like a wall in your mind. Behind that wall, you have so many thoughts, so many ideas, so many sentences you want to say. But that one little fear, what if I make a mistake, keeps everything locked inside. Let me tell you something powerful. You do not have to be perfect to be understood, and you do not have to be correct to be confident. Zara proves this every day. She uses what she knows. She doesn't try to build a palace of grammar in her mind before she speaks. She just starts building with whatever bricks she has. And the house might look simple. It might have a few cracks, but it stands. People hear her. People answer her. Communication happens. And that's the goal, isn't it? To be understood, not to be perfect. Now here's a secret that not many people will tell you. Early fluency doesn't mean perfect grammar. It means used grammar, practiced grammar, words that are not just sitting in your notebook, but words that are jumping out of your mouth. Let's do something together right now. Think of a simple sentence in your language. Maybe, I want to drink tea. Now say it in English. Go ahead, say it out loud. Maybe you said, I want drink tea. Or maybe, I wants to drink tea. Maybe it wasn't perfect. But was the message clear? Yes. You said something. You communicated. That is real fluency. The ability to speak now. Fix later. Because when you speak, something amazing happens. You activate your brain's learning engine. You give your mind feedback. You create a space for correction. But if you wait for perfection, that engine never starts. It just sits there, cold and silent. Let's go back to Zara. Every evening, she writes down 3 things she said during the day. Then, she checks them with an online grammar tool. Or sometimes, she asks a friend. That's when she corrects. That's when she learns. But during the day, she doesn't stop herself. She talks first. She fixes later. Here's her routine. You can try it too. 1. Say 3 sentences out loud every morning. 2. Don't worry if they're wrong. 3. In the evening, check and correct them. Simple, real, effective. Let's make this even more real. Imagine you're in a market. You want to ask the shopkeeper, do you have ripe mangoes? But your mind freezes. You can't remember the word ripe. What do? You say, you have mango? Good one? Yellow? Is it perfect? Number? Is it English? Yes. Will the shopkeeper understand? Of course. That's the point. Use the words you have. Don't wait for the perfect ones. Here's a sentence I want you to remember forever. Don't wait for perfect words. Use the ones you have. Say it with me. Don't wait for perfect words. Use the ones I have. There is power in that. There is freedom in that. When you stop chasing perfection, you start finding your voice. Another thing Zara does is repeat her daily phrases. She notices what she says often, like I'm hungry, or I need to go, or what time is it? She practices those phrases again and again, until they come out naturally, fluently, like water from a tap. She knows she'll make mistakes, but she also knows that every mistake is one step closer to better English, because every mistake gives her something to fix, and every fix makes her stronger. Think of learning English like building a puzzle. You don't need every piece to start. You begin with the pieces you have. Slowly, the picture becomes clear, and sometimes you put a piece in the wrong place. That's okay. You move it. You try again. You build. Zara still makes 10 mistakes a day, but she also speaks 100 sentences. She is growing, not by being perfect, but by being brave. So here's your challenge today. Speak. Say something in English, even if it's wrong, even if it's messy, even if it's small. Speak it. Then later, after you've spoken, fix it, improve it, learn from it. That's the cycle. Talk, fix, grow. Zara is not special. She's not lucky. She simply doesn't wait. And you can do the same. In the next chapter, we'll take all of this, your voice, your courage, your practice, and bring it into real life. Conversations, reactions, daily moments. Because the goal is not just to speak English. The goal is to live in English. So stay with me. We're almost there. Chapter 6. Speak every day without thinking, like it's breathing. Close your eyes for a moment and take a deep breath. Now let it go. That was easy, wasn't it? You didn't plan it. You didn't worry about doing it wrong. You didn't pause to think, am I breathing correctly? You just did it. Because breathing is natural. And believe it or not, your English can be that natural too. In this chapter, we bring everything together, every idea, every step, every little win. It all leads to this one simple truth. You don't have to think before you speak. You just have to speak, like it's breathing. Let's go back to the beginning. Remember Bilal? In chapter 1, he froze when someone asked, "How are you?" He knew hundreds of words but couldn't find even one to say out loud. And Zara? In chapter 5, she made 10 mistakes a day, but never stopped speaking. Now picture them today. Bilal is cooking breakfast. He's slicing a tomato, and without even thinking, he says, "This tomato is too soft." He's not trying. He's just speaking. Zara is getting ready for work. She looks in the mirror and says, "I'm feeling a bit tired today, but I will go anyway." No notes, no hesitation, just words, spoken out loud, like it's the most normal thing in the world. What changed? Did they suddenly become grammar masters? Number. Did they memorize 1,000 new vocabulary words overnight? Number. They did one thing. They made speaking a daily habit. They didn't wait for the right moment. They created the moment. Every day. Every time they walked, cooked, cleaned, waited, sat quietly, they spoke. To themselves, to objects, to pets, to the sky. They whispered, they laughed, they read out loud. And slowly, English became part of life. Not something to study, but something to live. You can do the same, starting right now. Let me give you some real, simple ways to speak English every single day, even if no one is around. 1. Talk while doing chores. Wash the dishes. Say, "I'm washing the plate." It's a little slippery. Sweeping the floor. There's dust under the table. I didn't see it before. These aren't lessons. They're life. And your English lives inside it. 2. Sing songs in English. Find a song you like. Play it. Pause it. Repeat the lines. Sing along. You don't have to be a good singer. You're not performing. You're practicing. And music makes memory stronger. You'll remember more and enjoy it too. 3. Keep a daily speaking minute. Every day choose 1 minute. Just one, maybe after brushing your teeth or before going to bed. In that minute, speak anything. I feel cold. I want to sleep. Tomorrow is Monday. Say it out loud. Let your voice breathe. 1 minute, every day. It adds up. Let's try this together right now. Look around your room. Find one object. Name it. I see a fan. Describe it. It is white. It's spinning slowly. Now connect it to yourself. I like this fan. It keeps me cool. That's it. Simple, real, spoken. This is how fluency is built, not from big speeches, but from small, daily words. Now let me tell you the most powerful moment in Bilal's journey. It was just last week. He was sitting at a tea shop. A tourist asked him, "Is there a pharmacy nearby?" And without thinking, without planning, Bilal said, "Yes. Turn left at the corner. You'll see it next to the fruit shop." The tourist smiled. And Bilal? He smiled even more. Not because he was perfect, but because he had spoken naturally, like it was breathing. Zara, too, had her moment. She was helping her little cousin with homework. He asked her how to say something in English, and Zara said it, calmly, confidently, not slowly, not nervously, just fluently. She had become the one helping others. And you can reach that moment too, if you stop waiting, stop overthinking, and start using your voice every day. Let me say this again. You are no longer learning English. You are living it. That sentence is for you. Say it with me. I am no longer learning English. I am living it. Say it again. Louder this time. Let the words move through you. Let them become part of you. Because this is not the end. This is the beginning of real English, the kind that flows like water, the kind that sounds like music, the kind that doesn't live in textbooks, but in your mouth, your breath, your everyday life. From now on, English is not a subject. It's not homework. It's your language. It's your tool. It's your voice. So here's what I want you to do, starting today. Choose one time, morning, afternoon, or evening. Set a timer for 1 minute. And speak. Just speak. Don't think. Don't plan. Speak like it's breathing. That 1 minute will grow into 2, into 5, into conversations, into confidence. And one day soon, someone will ask you, "How did you learn to speak so fluently?" And you'll smile and say, "I stopped thinking. I just spoke." Because fluency is not in your thoughts. It's in your voice. And your voice is ready now. Now you've seen the truth. Thinking less and speaking more can change everything. It's not about grammar rules or having a perfect sentence. It's about opening your mouth and letting English live. If this video gave you hope, courage, or even just one new idea, please give it a like. Subscribe to my channel for more simple, powerful tips to help you speak English confidently. And if you have your own story or question, I'd love to read it in the comments. Just speak. Even here, even now, your voice is waiting.